In this middleweight contest, we introduce two Cage Warriors debutants. First to appear will be Brazilian Charles Gracie Andrade, who mixes a BJJ style with unorthodox striking. He's running a 4-1 streak in 2013, and he'll be one to extend that against Azerbaijan's Bakhtiyar Abbasov. Look for him to overcome the experience deficit with his aggressive wrestling style.
My name is Charles Andrade. I'm from Brazil.
Bəli, bu keşvar yaxşı kampaniyadır. Mən çox sevinirəm ki, birinci dəfədir iştirak edirəm. İstəyirəm ki, bu kampaniyada vuruşam. Çox əla kampaniyadır. İnşallah özümüzü göstərəcəyik burada.
He is good fighter, strong fighter, excellent technique, projection, leg lock.
Braziliyalı məlumatım var, baxmışam onun YouTube döyüşlərinə. Güləşir, partavikdir. İnşallah yəni bütün rəqiblərə hörmətlə yanaşıram. Amma o mənim udmağına çox, yəni onun şansı yoxdur demək olar ki. Yəni mən inşallah vətənə, Azərbaycana yəni qələbə ilə qayıdıram.
Very confiance in my art martial, jiu-jitsu Brazilian. I want to win fight. I need.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, moving on in our action tonight. 3 rounds, this in the middleweight division. Making his way to the cage first from Marseille, France, please welcome Charles Andrade.
And that is the frame of Charles Gracie Andrade. He is Brazilian, 31 years of age, and is representing MK Legion and Team Andrade in France. He brings a record of 24, 12 and 1. 17 of those are submission wins. He brings a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu style and sets things up with a wild striking style. Very durable. Went the distance with former M1 light heavyweight champ and number 6 in Europe, Vasilevsky. He's got wins over Cage Warriors vets Eric Sabarak and Sylvain Potter, both guys that we've seen here on the card. So that's going to give you an idea of the level that this guy's at.
Yeah.
Fought 5 times this year, running a positive 4-1 streak.
Huge amount of experience for Charles Andrade. Made his debut all the way back in 1997. That's 15 years of fighting as a professional. Obviously incredibly good on the ground, has very good array of choke submissions, particularly good guillotines. Very, very busy so far in 2013. He is, however, coming off his first loss of the year a couple of months ago. That was a decision, though, so, you know, no stoppage to overcome in his mind. Very, very tough to finish. Most of this guy's losses have been by way of decision. Really good at finishing his takedowns when he chooses to get inside. Obviously essential if he wants to get it to the ground and put those submissions to use. Particularly, I saw last time, you know, he jumps on a arming guillotine instantaneously just to capitalize on his opponent's mistakes. So if Bakhtiyar Abbasov gives this guy any space, he's going to look to lock something up very tight and very, very quickly.
With a nickname like Gracie, you've got to be bringing it, Josh. You've got to have skills for days.
You certainly do.
Here is Charles Gracie Andrade.
And his opponent tonight, making his way to the cage, fighting out of the red corner from Azerbaijan, here is Bakhtiyar Abbasov.
And here is Bakhtiyar Abbasov. He is Azerbaijani and 27 years of age, representing Azerbaijan Fight Club. He has an 8-3 record. He brings a wrestling style with powerful hands. This guy has aggression running through his blood. He has been fired up all weekend, and we can see that he is just wanting to get in there and get that door shut, get to work.
All you got to do is look at this guy's ears to know the wrestling pedigree that he's probably bringing with him, and you can tell that from, you know, how stocky his build is as well. 6-fight win streak for him, all bar one of those. He's finished in the first round, and to be honest, that's pretty typical of him throughout his entire fighting career. Only been stopped once himself, that was back in 2011. Has a lot of skills on the ground, but, you know, does like standing and trading. It has to be said. You know, he's very, very good going forward and attacking submissions and attacking ground game, but in defense, it's going to be interesting to see what he can do. What I will say is if he gets on top, the volume of his ground and pound is absolutely tremendous.
Well, here he is, and welcome to Cage Warriors. Bakhtiyar Abbasov.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the middleweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner standing 6 feet even, weighing in officially 184 3/4 pounds. This veteran brings 24 victories, 12 defeats, and 1 draw into the cage tonight. Hailing from Marseille, France, here is Charles Gracie Andrade. And next, his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. He is a wrestler standing 5 feet 10 inches tall. He weighed in at the middleweight limit, 186 pounds even. His professional record in 11 bouts, 8 victories, and 3 defeats. From Baku, Azerbaijan, here is Bakhtiyar Abbasov.
So Neil Hall has the pleasure of officiating this one. Professional middleweight contest, 3 5-minute rounds. We have Bakhtiyar Abbasov in the white to black shorts, and we have Charles Andrade in the black shorts with the Brazilian flag. Keen to get underway. Round number 1.
Could get very interesting on the ground, this one. The wrestling and the ground and pound of Abbasov versus the technical ground game of Andrade.
Opening up his campaign with a big leg kick is Abbasov. We saw his compadre earlier, Akad Mamadov, take on Liam James. Not the best performance from that Azerbaijan camp. They'll be looking to make an improvement on that. There's the wild strikes.
Yeah, that were
he's looking to knock
throwing
him
from a long way off.
Looking to take him out early.
Oh, good
Abbasov.
spinning back quick to the body. Didn't see that one coming, but it found the mark. Andrade seems unworried by it, though.
Yeah, ever so tough, and with a huge amount of fights under his belt. And he has a wild style as well.
Yeah, both guys really...
this could get interesting. Guys, don't blink.
Somebody connects, it's definitely going to explode. But it was a good leg kick from Abbasov to stop those incoming strikes.
Once again, yeah, that halted Andrade. The powerful, stocky frame of Abbasov. Everything with 100%.
He is throwing that spinning back kick very well. It's got a lot of torque, a lot of pace. He's disguising it reasonably well, just missing the mark on that occasion.
Yeah, it's very short, though. There's no extension on it.
Oh, what a sprawl from Abbasov as he looks for
like a
guillotine here.
Yeah, going for that guillotine.
Oh, and I think he could have it. Andrade is trying to post forward, get his weight up. He's trying to break the grip as well.
Pushing down on the choking arm.
It's not so much the choking arm. The left one is the one he's going to try and bring through underneath the chin. And it was
well
nice.
Seen through by Andrade.
Yeah, nice work from the Brazilian. We thought he was going to be very calm in those positions, but real bit of explosive submission attempt from Bakhtiyar Abbasov. Oh, and lovely sweep, going for the heel hook now is the Brazilian.
Oh, but Abbasov gets out of that one. Now, is he going to look to stand back, get this back to the feet?
It was a very good shot for the takedown from Andrade, but he just, you know, he didn't follow through enough or change the angle quite quick enough. And once Abbasov sprawled on top of him, it was a lot of weight, but that was textbook.
Yeah, I mean, Abbasov, he's just stood over him, indecisive, not far enough.
Oh, head and arm choke. He's going to set this up right from the far side. Abbasov's going to be very careful of that left arm. You can see Andrade trying to sneak his head through.
Optimum position, there's some holding of the shorts there, but Andrade is unfazed by that, continues to be mobile, falls off the back, however, and Abbasov throws everything into an over-the-top right hand.
Andrade did a good job. He moved to north-south, tried to go to the back when Abbasov turned over and just a little loose, fell off the top, and again Abbasov, top position now.
Abbasov really trying to stick the kicks in. Referee wants to see the fighters stood back up. Use that hashtag CWFC58. John Good and Josh Palmer broadcasting live from Grozny in Chechnya. Still ahead at the top of the bill, Victor Halmi versus the local fighter Beslan Asayev. That is one not to miss. Currently watching a middleweight encounter at the moment with experienced Brazilian Charles Andrade against Bakhtiyar Abbasov. Back and forth in the first round.
Andrade started putting a couple of combinations together there, but none successful. Very good scrambles on the ground, though, from both those guys throughout that first round, both of them having their moments.
Yeah, Andrade has a lot of height over Abbasov, but I don't think he has that technical boxing ability to keep this at range. He probably doesn't want it at range. Yeah. He wants to try and find a way to get this down to the mat and use his obvious Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu talent.
Here, he got in on the hips very well, but the sprawl, the wizard to change direction, and then the sprawl from Abbasov was fantastic. Here he goes looking for the guillotine. Was good defense immediately from the Brazilian, though.
Well, that just missed the mark. But he is 100%, isn't he, this Abbasov guy?
Yeah, really committing to his strike, showing with a lot of intent, which, you know, might make the Brazilian a little bit more wary.
Once again, cleaning up any excess water. And we're ready for round number 2. Jumping in was Abbasov.
Yeah, he did find
and a big kick, that hit home as well.
Now Abbasov picking up the leg for a very easy takedown, though.
Lots of aggression once again for Abbasov.
See if he chooses to use this open guard position or allows Andrade to stand back up again.
I'd like to see him step back and let Andrade come back on his feet. Either that, or let's try and work out exactly what Abbasov's trying to achieve from here.
Yeah, I mean,
these kicks to the legs. I mean, yeah, they're, you know,
you can see he's trying to control the ankles, but he's just very wary of up kicks, and what he doesn't want to do is fall straight into the guard of Andrade. He wants to try and avoid that and pass from the feet. A lot easier said than done, though.
Andrade with significant height advantage, maybe not reach necessarily.
Yeah, it's interesting. We haven't actually seen too many protracted clinch periods throughout this fight. All the takedowns that have come have sort of been in scrambles and, you know, in fairly quick exchanges. Oh, good times shot in under that spinning back kick.
Yeah, but Abbasov finds a way to get back to his feet. He really bites down on his gum shield with everything, doesn't he?
Yeah, Andrade just not quite able to finish that takedown.
Abbasov searching with every punch, every kick. Trying to make a real dent in the defenses and the armor of the Brazilian. Very technical operator, however, is Andrade.
You can see as this fight goes deeper, though, both these guys get sweatier. We're going to see some more wild exchanges like this because the grappling's just going to become much, much harder than it is already.
Yeah, it's not perhaps very pretty, the striking that is. The guys are very high level with their wrestling and their Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
But it's often one of those things, isn't it? There can be a certain amount of cancelling each other out when two guys have success in the same area.
The old cliche, styles make fights. Or not, as the case may be. But you don't want to take your eyes off of this one because, oh man, Abbasov,
well,
he comes with so much fury. And Andrade, you feel that he could, you know, if he gets a good position, he could finish this in a second.
Yeah, I just feel like these takedowns that are getting stuffed time and time again are really starting to mount up for the Brazilian now, and he's having to put a lot of energy to just getting inside and in on the hips and legs of Abbasov, and, you know, then to think about finishing it's another ordeal entirely.
The corner of the Brazilian signaling to get this down to the mat.
Oh!
Well, he's down at the mat, but by way of getting clocked.
Yeah, I mean, that was nice. Abbasov actually put 3 punches together instead of 1s and 2s, and the third one surging forward. Andrade just wasn't able to go back in a straight line quick enough and ate the left hook on the way down.
So Abbasov, top position. Going to use some of that force. Oh, eats an up kick. What is the end game for Abbasov, though? It's like there's something strategically missing in this. Either you're all in or you're all out. He's kind of in no man's land right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing what he needs to do in terms of pushing forward, you know, being the one on the offensive. He's scoring the odd takedown. He's scored, obviously, a very good left hook to drop him here. I mean, he doesn't have to finish him, but at the same time, you know, it would be nice to see him push forward, try and advance the position.
Yeah, ambition.
rather than just repetitiously going through the motions here, which we've seen him do, you know, 3 or 4 times now. But I think that round in particular, going the way of Abbasov.
Yeah, that was a good knockdown there for Abbasov. But Andrade's so tough. So everything's so heavy from Abbasov. And he's so powerful that he's just so difficult to...
Yeah, I mean, but you see some athleticism there with that, that spinning back kick. I mean, you know, this guy has got some tools if he could sort of hone in and harness that power on the feet a bit more.
Wow, that right then left.
It was a good cuff, wasn't it, with the left hand?
For sure. And this is perhaps why... Excuse me a second, sorry, I was just distracted by what's going on in the cage. So Abbasov with 5 TKO finishes on his record. He hasn't been to decision when he's won. So in previous fights, he must have had that ambition.
I mean, in previous fights, you know, from what I've seen, he's very good at getting a top position and then landing a lot of ground and pound. Now, it's clear that he doesn't want to do that because he's really wary of the submission game of Charles Andrade. I mean, that is really what is dictating his perhaps slightly uncharacteristic behavior once he gets the fight to the floor.
So us trying to solve the riddle, we think it's maybe like he's earning points, he's getting the takedown, he's landing the shots.
Yeah, and he's just not putting himself in unnecessary danger.
Fair enough.
And there Andrade pulls guard virtually as part of Abbasov's takedown.
So Abbasov obviously very aware in the jiu-jitsu exchanges.
It's going to get very hard now, though, with only 4 minutes left in the fight for Andrade to really pull a submission out. The triangles and the arm bars, particularly from here, are going to get very slippery indeed to maintain those grips.
Good work there from Abbasov in the guard.
I mean, it can be really hard to deal with somebody who has no intent to engage any further on the ground, and as you can see, all they want to do is maintain posture, stay safe, and then when they get opportunities, stand back up. You know, which is a good game plan for Abbasov, but it's got to be frustrating for Andrade now.
Well, it's going to be tiring to keep getting back to your feet for Charles Andrade. Getting put down, getting back up, getting put down, it really does sap your energy. Especially when a lot of the time that you're getting put down is due to strikes. And that gut shot wouldn't have helped. Oh, yeah, nice little attempt at a trip there from Andrade.
But you can see Abbasov has no intention to engage here, so either time's going to burn away before the referee stands them back up, or Andrade's got to go forward, start trying to hook the legs and the ankles and get those butterfly hooks to work, see if he can force some sort of scramble. Or Abbasov's got to go forward, but I think we're going to see that a couple more times in this round, perhaps.
Oh, nice uppercut there from Andrade. That's a clever shot to use against Abbasov as he wades in.
Yeah, I mean, Andrade really needs to get his hands working here. We've seen that the takedowns are going to be tough for him now. The scrambles are going to be tough. He's got to look to go to work with his hands, and you know, that means he's got to get in the range of those very wild shots. But if he's got to stand in the pocket to land his own shots, that's what he's got to do. At this point, he's on the losing end, and there's only 2 minutes left.
Abbasov windmilling through. Oh, that one got through. But Andrade just, you know, just brushes it off. So tough.
And there he goes on the shot, back to guard.
So heavy.
Well, Abbasov steps straight over to mount here. Let's see if he can finish the fight in this very strong position. Andrade right now is just playing a game to mitigate, and there he goes, going for the heel hook. Really nice escape from Andrade.
And a legal up kick, as Abbasov was at that moment what is classed as a downed opponent, hence the reset on the feet.
I don't think it was intentional. I think he perhaps just grazed the chest, which is why the referee has let it continue as such.
Oh, both fighters swinging. Andrade just obviously going for the takedown, trying to get close to a position where he can get a submission win.
There he goes, sitting to half guard, going all the way through to deep half out the back. He's going to look to attack the leg, but very slippery at this stage.
Yeah, and he's going to eat some shots now for those troubles.
I mean, that was a brilliant sequence there. Just a little too slippery to get the final grip. But I mean, in terms of, you know, jiu-jitsu technique to attack, it was fantastic. It's exactly what he needs to do, because going through to deep half and out the back door like that obviously protected his head the whole time from Abbasov's ground and pound.
15 seconds left of this contest.
Here we see the stand-up again.
We're in the closing moments now, the last 10 seconds. As Andrade pulls guard.
Oh, he tried to scramble again for the leg, but...
Oh, some exhibition stuff there from the Abbasov corner, believing that their man has got the win. Oh my, he really didn't need that, coach, come on.
Yeah, that's a little harsh.
Man, I'm not going to training with those guys. Well, both fighters are trying to react positively to the end of that contest. It possibly is a difficult one to score, Josh, but perhaps we were looking at the aggressive nature of Abbasov's game.
You know, I mean, I'll be honest, I'm struggling to remember a lot of the first round, but the last 2 rounds particularly, I think we got to say that Abbasov was the guy pushing the action. He landed better shots in the second. He had this dominant position. You know, I know there was a lot of standing up and kind of stalling, waiting for his opponent to get back to his feet, but, you know, he earned that position in the first place. And, you know, if Andrade wanted to use the time better, he could have popped back up to his feet quicker or tried to get forward and hook some legs. So, you know, I got to say, I think we're going to see this one go to Bakhtiyar Abbasov, but...
well, we'll find out, because that is the figure of Joe Martinez. He's got the decisions.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the scorecards, and all 3 judges agree 30-27. Your winner by unanimous decision, Bakhtiyar Abbasov.
Well, as we suspected, it is Mr. Abbasov who comes away victorious. A very nice scalp for him indeed, beating the experienced Charles Andrade. Good work from the Azerbaijani fight team member.